Nacha mam tani karmani nibandhanti dhananjaya udasinavad asinam asaktam teshu karmasu. Hello friends. Friends, this is the ninth shlok of the ninth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and today we will understand this shlok in detail. So let's first go over its meaning. So the shlok says, Nacha mam tani karmani, which means, and not me those actions, nibandhanti dhananjaya, which means bind, O Dhananjay. Udasinavad asinam, which means sitting in indifference, asaktam teshu karmasu, which means unattached in actions in them. So, Shri Krishna has already clarified that he is the one who spreads out this universe. He is the one who places all the beings in this universe. Then he starts off this whole process of the play that is going on between all these beings, and all the activities that are going on in this universe is like a divine play which is ongoing within him. So all of these activities are going on in this universe. Now in that regard, Shri Krishna is saying over here that even when I do so many of these things, these actions do not really bind me, because I am sitting inside all the beings in an unattached manners. I don't really participate, or you can say I am not the one who is responsible for the actions of the beings, and so therefore I remain completely unattached, and therefore I remain completely independent. So basically, what we can understand from this shlok is that, many times people say that, oh yeah, okay, all the beings over here are all divine. Okay, I understand that. But then these beings, they are doing bad things. So if they are doing bad things, then how can we say that they are divine? So we can answer that question from this shlok itself. So all the beings definitely have come from the divine, and therefore all of them are divine. But they have also been provided a free will by the divine, and therefore when the beings perform an action which is not good, then you cannot really hold the divine responsible for that, because the divine has given them the free will. The beings which are present in this universe, they have the option of going on the path which the divine wants to show them, or they have the option of not going on that path. If they decide to go on that path, then that improves their situation. If they decide not to go on that path, then they stay stuck in this universe. So we cannot really say that, if a person does a bad thing, then and he is divine, then he is divine. Why should you say that what he is doing is bad? Well, that's not how it is. The beings, they have the free will to act. The divine is just sitting within them, and he is always providing the being and guidance in terms of how to act, but he doesn't really act by himself through the being if the being doesn't decide to let him. So it's basically just like how the wise parents, they tell their kids on how to act, but they do not really do all the things for their kids, because they know that if they will do all the things for their kids, then the kids will not develop. So in order to develop the kids in terms of developing their emotional things, their intelligence and things like that, the parents who are wise, they do not do anything, they only give guidance. So similarly, the divine, he is giving the guidance, but the action is only performed by the being. The divine doesn't really perform actions for them, he only provides them guidance. So that is what is the reason why the divine is not really bound even after doing all these things, because this is all a divine play which is happening within him, and you can say that at his level nothing is changing. It's only within him that the changes are happening, and he's just enjoying himself within himself. And all these beings, they just have the option to, they are given the free will, and so they have the option to act in the manner whatever they want to act. The divine is not really bound by anything. The divine has all the options open for him. So he doesn't limit himself to one particular way of acting or one particular way of thinking. He keeps all the options open for himself in how to channel around go around the actions of all these limited beings. The limited beings have the option to listen to him, but they also have the option not to listen to him. So that is how things are, and the unattached divine which is sitting and he's just observing everything, he is completely unattached, so he is not really bound by it. So it's very foolish for a lot of people to think that the divine is limited to just their own way of thinking or just their own country or their own religion. It doesn't work like that. The divine is completely independent. He has all his options open. He will not limit himself to just one thing or the other. He will act in whatever way he wants to act. He is not bound by anything. And so for us limited beings, we have to keep it in mind that our duty is only to listen to what he is saying and not really impose our own will and say that now my religion is going to be the best, my country is going to be the best. No, that is not what we have to do. We just have to listen to him, and whatever he tells us to do, that is what we have to do. And if we will do that, then we will start moving towards him. And it doesn't matter if you are from a particular religion or a particular country or a particular sect. It doesn't really matter at all. If you are listening to him, then you will move towards him. If you are not listening to him, then you will go down. So it doesn't matter which faith or which country or which race you belong to, or with which race God is. God is with nobody. God is with only himself, and he is free. He is free to act whichever way he wants. He never limits his options and says, okay, no, I'm just going to stay like this or I'm just going to stay like that. He will open all options. So that is what we all have to understand, that he does so many things over here, but he is not bound by them. He is not bound by anything. He is completely independent. So we have to listen to him instead of we telling him to do this for us. So I hope that I have explained this shlok well to you. With that, I'll close this video. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.